Good morning, students. Welcome to the session. And today's session, we shall start with another new chapter, that is chapter 10. Before going to start this, already you have learned the basic knowledge about this chapter 10. In the earlier classes, you have learned about what is wind, storms, and cyclones. All you know that these cyclones can cause a lot of damage to life and the properties, humans, animals. So it can cause a severe damage to the life and properties. And you have also learned about that how to protect ourselves from these destructive phenomenon. Like this cyclones, two more natural phenomenon are there. They are lightning and earthquake. So these natural phenomenon also can cause a lot of damage, and these phenomenon are very destructive. So about this lightning and earthquake, we shall learn in the chapter 10 that topic is some natural phenomenon. So what is our topic? Some natural phenomena. So in this we learn more about what is lightning and lightning time, how to take precautions, how to protect ourselves, and how to construct the building to avoid from this lightning. That all we shall discuss in this topic. And in today's video, just we will discuss about what is lightning and just activity 1 and activity 2 I will explain. See children, in our daily life you might have seen that when you are put on switch, when you are put on switch, you can see some sparks are coming from the gap of that switch. And even you know that when you are when you are keeping the plug in that socket, you might have observed the same sparks from the gaps or that socket. See, these sparks, what and in the rainy season or raining time, you might have observed before the thunder, you might have seen that the lightning. So the lightning, what is lightning? Lightning means it is also the same sparks but on the huge scale. What is lightning? Lightning means it is also an electric spark. How when you switch on, when you put on the switch, how you can see that sparks, the same sparks you can observe in the lightning also, but these sparks are on the huge scale. These sparks are on huge scale. Both these two are the same phenomena. The lightning and the sparks, these two are the same phenomena. And we'll discuss some more examples. See, in the dry season means winter time, when you are wearing the clothes, silk clothes, especially that sticks, or sorry, that the clothes are sticking to your body. And one more thing is, and when our body is nearer to the silk clothes, the hair on our skin is stand on towards that cloth. Or when you stand nearer the TV, and you can observe the same phenomenon. And there is an attraction between the plastic chair and the silk clothes or your skin. So these are the things you might have observed in your daily life. So all these are nothing but and one more example is, even in the dark, or when you close your body by the woolen clothes, if you strike it, you can observe this. You can find out in the dark only. Okay, so you can find out the sparks, and even you can find out the sound, that rattling sound also you can find out. You can hear that. So whatever you are scratching and you can see the spark, that spark and the lightning, these two are the similar, they are similar and the same phenomena. But the earlier people, they don't know about that these two are related. Earlier they know about what is lightning, what is this spark, and they know that, but they don't know these two are interrelated. In the and Greeks 600 BC, at that time Greeks, they knew that they knew about that amber, that is one kind of resin like a stone. When it was rubbed with some fur cloth, then the amber, when it brings to hair, the amber is attracting the hair, dry hair, and the pieces of paper. The amber, the rubbed amber is attracting the pieces of paper. So this was this information already they knew about 600 BC by the Greek people, but they don't know the relation between these two. And in 1752, an American scientist, Benjamin Franklin, he said that these two are the same phenomenon and these two are related to each other. What are these two? What are these two? Electric spark and lightning. Electric spark and lightning. These two are related. And to know more about this electric charge and the lightning, these two, we have to discuss some more activity. We have to do some activities about that. What are the properties of these electric charges? What are the properties of these electric charges, and how are these electric charges are related to the lightning? To know more about this, in the textbook there are given some activities. Actually, that activities we have to do. See, these activities I will explain in the video, so you try at your home. Very easy activities. From this we can find out how these are related. Electric spark and lightning, how these two are related. For that, you have to take some of the objects which are available for us. First you take one plastic scale, plastic comb, and a refill, and one more thing is straw. Once again I am repeating, you have to take some of the things. What are that? Plastic scale, plastic comb, plastic straw, and balloon. These four you take it. First you take the scale, plastic scale, or you take a comb, no problem. You take any. So suppose if you take the comb, okay, that comb, and you take one paper and make it the small pieces. So take the comb and bring near the bits of paper, and you observe whether the comb attracts or not. So there is no attraction. Don't bring, see here you have to take the precaution that that comb should not touch the bits of paper. If it touches also, the comb does not attract the bits of paper. Okay, then take the comb and rub it on your dry hair. Here I applied oil, so that's why I'm unable to do this activities. So take that same plastic scale and rub on your dry hair several times. Then which part you are rubbing, that part you should not touch with the hand, without touching. So take that precaution after rubbing, and bring this comb nearer to the bits of paper. Nearer, and should not touch this comb to the paper. Just bring nearer to the bits of paper. Then the comb attracts the bits of paper. Then you can see this comb attracts the bits of paper. Before rubbing, there is no attraction between the comb and the bits of paper. But after combing, sorry, not after rubbing, you can find out that there is an attraction between the comb and the bits of paper. Like that, you take one balloon balloon and rub on the whatever take one cotton cloth and rub it on the cotton cloth and bring near the bits of paper. Then the balloon also attracts these bits of paper. Okay, like that you take the straw, rub it, refill, you take it and rub it with the clothes and bring near the bits of paper. In each case, before rubbing, there is no attraction between the objects and the bits of paper. But after rubbing, you can find out an attraction between the objects and the bits of paper. This is because when the object was rubbed, it acquires some charge on their body. The object, suppose if you take a comb and rub it on your hair, because of that rubbing, because of that friction, the object at that place, it acquires some charge. That charged body, when you bring nearer to the another body, then there is an attraction between this object and the bits of paper. See, you can find out this attraction between different objects. You cannot find out the same kind of objects. Suppose if you take you can find out so many objects, that all the objects you take and rub it. Can you find that rubbed objects is attracting each and every object? No. Only few objects, after rubbing, they acquire some charge on their bodies. Due to that charged bodies, when you bring nearer some other objects, not all the objects, when you bring some of the objects, they too acquire some charge. Due to that, there is an attraction between those two objects. Okay, now in our textbook, in the activity 1, there was given a table, so that we will discuss now. Here you see the rubbed comb. When you bring the bits of paper, there is an attraction. The comb is attracting the bits of paper. Okay, like that we have to do a few more activities. See that table 1 from your textbook, page number 134. Here you see, this is the table 1. This is the activity you have to do. So take refill, comb, balloon and drinking straw. So for rubbing these objects, you have to take these materials. Yeah. Take these 4 objects. First you take the refill, and this refill you have to rub with a polythene sheet. And after see here in this table, before rubbing and after rubbing, just you observe the attraction between the objects. So first you take the refill and rub with a polythene sheet, and you bring near the bits of paper. Before rubbing, they are stationary bits of paper, and after rubbing you can find out there is an attraction between the refill and the bits of paper. Like that, the refill, when you rub with the polythene sheet and bring near the bits of dry leaves, and find out before rubbing no attraction, after rubbing you can find out there is an attraction. Like husk also. So before rubbing, always you take the refill and rub with the polythene sheet and bring near the husk. Before rubbing you find out, and after rubbing you bring near the husk. So you can find out the difference. After rubbing, the refill is acquire some charge. Due to that, it is trying to attract the husk and pieces of dry leaves. Like that, you repeat the same activity with the comb, balloon and drinking straw. So comb you have to rub on your dry hair and bring near the bits of paper, pieces of dry leaves and husk. Before rubbing, just you observe whether there is an attraction between the comb and bits of paper, dry leaves and husk. Obviously there is no attraction. But after rubbing that comb on your dry hair, it acquires some charge. Then due to that, it attracts bits of paper, pieces of dry leaves and husk. So with the balloon also, take the balloon and rub with the cotton cloth or any clothes, then observe. Like the drinking straw also, just either you rub on the smooth wall or whatever the clothes you are wearing, on that clothes just you rub it, or otherwise you take the cotton cloth and rub it. On that you rub it, and before rubbing and after rubbing you check, is there any attraction, is there any difference, you find out and fill this table in your textbook. See, let us find out whether all the objects show this property or not. See here in the activity 1, when you rub the refill with the polythene sheet, refill acquires a charge. Like a comb with the dry hair, it acquires charge. Balloon, when it is rubbed with the cloth, it acquires charge. Drinking straw, when it is rubbed with the smooth wall or on whatever on cotton clothes, it acquires charge. Means after rubbing only these objects acquired a charge on their bodies. So that's what these objects are known as, charged objects or charged bodies. These are known as charged bodies. Now in activity 2, we shall learn more about that, some of the objects when it is rubbed with different objects, whether they acquired the charge or not. So it was given in our textbook as a lab activity. See, what is lab activity? To find effects of charged bodies which have been rubbed by different materials. So take different objects and rub these objects with the different materials. Will they acquire the charge on their bodies or not? For that we have this lab activity. So what are the materials required? You collect some of the objects, and for that rubbing, so collect more objects. Here you see refill, balloon, comb, eraser, steel spoon, polythene sheet, plain paper, woolen cloth, etc. You collect all these objects. Now procedure. So what to do? So whatever you are collecting the object, here in the textbook it was given as a table. So I will explain through that table. Here you see, first you take the refill and take the plain paper. That refill you have to rub on this plain paper, and you observe whether the refill acquires a charge, or when you bring near the bits of paper, that refill is attracting or not. So on plain paper means there is no attraction on the plain paper. So again you take the refill and rub with the polythene sheet and bring near the bits of paper, then there is an attraction. Like the refill, you take it and rub on woolen cloth and bring near the bits of paper, and you find out, is there an attraction, yes or no? Yes, there is an attraction. Like you take the inflated balloon, take the balloon and blow air, and that inflated balloon you have to take it and rub it on your dry hair, bring near the bits, attracting or not? Yes. So polythene sheet, yes. Woolen cloth, yes. Like that you have to do with the comb, eraser and steel spoon. See, there is you can find out there is an attraction on refill, inflated balloon and on the comb. Means these bodies after rubbing, they acquired some charge. But in the case of eraser and the steel spoon, after rubbing, see this eraser, when it is rubbed with the rubbed on dry hair, polythene sheet and woolen clothes, and after rubbing, when you bring this eraser near the bits of paper, you cannot find out any attraction between the eraser and the bits of paper. Like the steel spoon also, like eraser, for the spoon also there is no attraction. See, out of these 5 objects, refill, balloon and comb, they acquired some charge on their bodies. But after rubbing also, this eraser and the steel spoon, they don't have any charge on their bodies. So from this, we can conclude that. And we have to take some precautions while doing this activity. Whatever the part you are rubbing, that part you should not touch with your hand. So when you touch, because after rubbing it acquires some charge, so the charge you cannot find it when you touch with the hand, the charge passes through your hand, but it is not harmful, but you cannot find out any attraction if you touch that area with the hand. So take a precaution that the rubbed part should not touch. Next, what is your conclusion? Some of the objects like refill, comb, etc., when rubbed with some specific materials, are able to attract the light objects like bits of paper or some other like husk or what are the other things? Pieces of dry leaves. But some of the objects like a steel spoon and eraser, they do not attract the pieces of paper even after rubbing. See, after activity 2 we have activity 1 we have activity 2. See, what is activity 2? So in the activity 2 we have to understand about how many types of charges. See, when you rub an object with some object, it acquires some charge. So how many types of charges are there, that we have to find out in the activity 2. So for that, again one more activity. So take two balloons. So that inflated balloons, you have to take it and hang these two balloons like this. Okay. And precaution, you have to take it as these two balloons should not touch each other. So you have to hang them little distance, maintain little distance. Okay. Now observe. Is there any attraction between these two balloons? No, there is no attraction. Remains the same only. Now in these two balloons, you have to take some cloth, cotton cloth, and rub it on the balloon. And with the same cloth, you have to rub with this balloon also. Okay. So before rubbing, there was no attraction, anything. You cannot find out. But after rubbing, if you find that you can find out these two balloons are deviating like this, moving separation like this. They are deviating. They are moving away to each other. Why? Because after rubbing, they acquire some charge on their bodies. Due to that, there is a deviation or there is a repulsion between these two charges. Why? Because you are taking the same type of materials. Balloons both are made up of the same material, and the rubbing material also you are taking the same cloth for these two balloons. So the material is same and you rubbed with the same type of material. Due to that, these two acquires the same charge on their bodies. These two balloons, they acquire the same charge on their bodies. Suppose we have the two types of charges. One is positive, another one is negative. So maybe either these two are having the positive charges. Due to that, positive, in the magnets, you have learned that a magnet has two poles, north and south. When the same poles repel each other and unlike pole attract each other. Like here in this topic also, electric charges also, there are two types of charges, positive charges and negative charges. After rubbing, these two balloons acquire the same type of charge, whether they are having positive or negative. So both are having the same charge means repulsion takes place. Due to that, these two are moving away from each other. Next, like that, you take a refill. You take one refill and rub with the polythene sheet and place it in one tumbler. Place it to that refill. And you take one more refill and that refill also rub with the polythene sheet and bring nearer to this refill. And you find out how these refills, is there any attraction or repulsion? You cannot find out any attraction between the two refills. Why? Because the two refills are made up of same materials and you rubbed with the same material. Due to that, the two refills, they acquired the same charge on their bodies. So same charge means you can find out the repulsion between these two refills. How you can find out the repulsion between the balloons? Like that you can find out the repulsion in between these two refills. Okay. Now you take this charged rubbed refill to the rubbed balloon. Then you can find out that this refill is attracting towards the balloon. That you can find out. Why? Because here it acquires some other charge and the balloon acquires some opposite charge, because these are made up of different materials and they are rubbed with the different materials. Due to that, the objects acquire different charges on their bodies. Due to that different charges, you can find out an attraction between those objects. See, the same refill means there is a repulsion, but the refill, when you bring near the charged balloon, you can find out an attraction. You can find out an attraction. So here the electric charges also, like magnets, the like poles repel each other, like like charges repel each other, and unlike poles attract each other. Like that, here the unlike charges attract each other. And you can find out with the glass rod also. Take one glass rod, rub with the silk cloth and it acquires some charge. And when you take the glass rod, rub with the silk cloth, the glass rod acquires a positive charge and the silk cloth acquires a negative charge. So to this glass rod, when you bring near the refill or the balloon, you can find out an attraction in that. So from this, we came to know that charges are of two types, positive charge and negative charge. Here you can find the charges on the bodies after the rubbing only. Means these type of charges are known as static charges. These type of charges are known as static charges. So in the static charges, charges are remains same or stationary. Means they are not to move. But in the electric circuits, you know about this electric circuits, in that you can find that the bulb is glowing when you switch on. How it possible? Because there in the circuit the charges are in motion, they are moving. When the charges are moving, we'll call it as electric current, or otherwise we'll call it as electric current. And when the charges are rest, we'll call it as static current. Okay, this is about today's class. I hope all of you understood. Thank you.